Welcome one and all to another one of Nathan Bell's commentary videos. Wherever you are around the world, I guarantee you'll find something interesting in this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share if that's your sort of vibe. And other than that, Nate wants to talk about Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah. Well, I'm not at all surprised that there was a character who existed like Jeffrey Epstein. What a character. This super rich multi-millionaire, billionaire who trafficked underage girls to other wealthy people. I want to say, I don't think Jeffrey Epstein was trafficking girls for the small amount of money he would have got for providing the sexual services. He must have got a decent amount of money for providing underage girls for sexual services, but the man had so much significant amounts of money. I don't think it was about the money. I think it must have been something deeper. He must have wanted dirt on people. I bet you he was collecting evidence and proof of his clients using underage girls for extortion later. That's what guys like this do. Like they'll line a buyer up to have sex with an underage girl. They'll take the money, but they'll also document the whole event so that they can use that and hold that over them at a later date. And extort other favours out of them. There's a whole bunch of manipulative practices that go into this sort of thing, but the amounts of money Epstein would have got for providing underage girls for sex compared to the amount of money Epstein had from his legitimate ventures. I think he was a stockbroker or a hedge fund manager. He was a very wealthy man. So I don't think it was about the small amounts of money he was getting. It was probably more about the power and the psychological rush, and he was a pedophile himself, so he probably got quite a kick out of it. But, you know, it's the child sex trafficking trade, and a lot of people can't stomach it. They can't accept it's real. But, you know, the reality you've got to accept is there is a market for pedophiles to sleep with underage children. Like, you know, people say, people deny, all these people are pedophiles. No, they're not. That's a conspiracy. No, the reality is there is the child sex trafficking industry. It caters mostly to rich people who can afford to pay to have sex with underage children without getting caught, and there are pedophiles everywhere in society, and the only difference between a working class pedophile and a billionaire pedophile is the billionaire pedophile can just pay for it and can pay for someone's services to cover it all up so they don't get caught. So it's actually easier for billionaires to be pedophiles than it would be for the working class pedophile who has to stalk a girl, then kidnap her, then hold her somewhere captive and rape her, and do all this without the police noticing. You know, it's easier for the billionaires to get away with this stuff because they can just pay people like Jeffrey Epstein to sort it all out for them. But it's amazing this man had an entire island dedicated to servicing his pedophile clients, and it just shows that there is a market for wealthy people who want to do these illegal activities and these criminal activities in a way which is discreet, where they don't get caught. So we shouldn't be naive and pretend like this isn't happening. You know, the revelations of the realities of the behaviours and activities of Jeffrey Epstein show us that this child sex trafficking industry exists. And any of us who read know that this industry exists all throughout the world, and that there's no shortage of people who want to sleep with underage children. So you just have to accept that it happens, and that there are people like this out there. And it's amazing some of the clients that Jeffrey Epstein had. Prince Andrew, member of the royal family, client of Jeffrey Epstein. You know, and why hasn't he? Where's the investigation? You know, where are the investigations into this to uncover who all the rest of the clients were, and where are the charges being laid for pedophilia? You know, what's going on with that? You know, it's been years now since Jeffrey Epstein was busted for child sex trafficking, and we still haven't learned who all the clients were. You know, some of us want to know. We want these people brought to justice. We want to know who the clients were who were spending all the money on hiring Jeffrey Epstein's services, and we want them exposed. We want the elite pedophilia exposed. And a lot of people still say, oh, elite pedophilia, that's a conspiracy theory. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's real. It's legitimate. It happens. And we see that with the Jeffrey Epstein case. So where are the investigations into who the clients of Jeffrey Epstein were? It all seems to have just died down and I want to know exactly why it isn't being followed up on further, and I want to know who the rest of the clients were. We want to expose the elite child sex trafficking that goes on. We want to bring down child sex trafficking in general, and we want to stop pedophilia in general and the abuse of children in general. You know, some people find it so hard to stomach the reality that there are so many people out there who will abuse children, but I'm a realist and I understand that there are people who will sexually abuse children everywhere in the world. There are pedophiles all through the community. There's no shortage of pedophiles. Some people think pedophiles are a few in between, and that there's only a few pedophiles out there. No, there are pedophiles everywhere. Go and read about all the cases. Look at all the people who are in prison for abusing children. Pedophilia is common. So again, it's that thing of acknowledging that it's easier for filthy rich people to get away with this because they have the money to go about it in a way where they don't get caught. And that's where men like Jeffrey Epstein come in, who provide this elaborate service to ensure that they can have sex with underage girls and underage children without getting caught. So my real point about Jeffrey Epstein is don't be naive. You know, if you find it hard to stomach these realities of life, then I don't empathise with you. You know, I accept things like pedophilia and predator behaviour as a reality of the world. I know that there are predator types everywhere and that these things happen in the world. So don't dismiss things like this as fantasies of disturbed conspiracy theorists. No, there are predators and pedophiles and abusers absolutely all throughout the community. Don't be naive. Acknowledge that this is a reality and look at the evidence. Consider how many people get charged with pedophile charges every year. It happens all the time. There are pedophiles everywhere. So there is a problem with the elite and the ruling class abusing children. And I'm not saying that all rich people are pedophiles. That's an exaggeration. That's not true. I'm not going to say that all rich people are pedophiles and all rich people abuse children. I just want to acknowledge that it's easier for rich people to do this and get away with it because they hire men like Jeffrey Epstein to do it, to organise it for them. And that's the benefit that comes with having billions of dollars, is you can do basically anything you want and get away with it because you have the resources to set things up in a way where you don't get caught. So yeah, Jeffrey Epstein, interesting historical character. I think about him a lot. It's interesting to note that he was involved very heavily in politics. His partner, Ghislaine Maxwell, I'm pretty sure spoke at the UN on a number of occasions. But go and learn about Jeffrey Epstein yourself and just acknowledge that it's far easier for rich people to get away with abusing children than it is for the working class pedophile down the street. So drop a comment in the comment section about what you think about Jeffrey Epstein and child sex trafficking.